Right, welcome along. I think we're on episode 28 now, and I'm about to fit a new radiator. So, already drained this one, or it's in the process of draining at the moment. Looks like there's a couple of 10 mils, one here, one here. Obviously, drain and disconnect all the pipe work on the top, and then this beast of a 350 Z radiator should just come out the top. We'll need to get the airbox out of the way, and then should get the new one in. Watch this space. Alright, got the old one out. Bit of a struggle. These tabs I wasn't aware of, and that's where the AC matrix sits in. So took a little bit of wrestling to get this one out. Hopefully the newer one's a lot thinner, so I should be able to slot it down underneath and then drop it in, but we shall see. So these rubber mounts came out with the old radiator. I'll make sure I get them on the new one before I try and drop it in. And what a lovely bit of kit this is. Terrified of breaking it, so I'm going to try and get it in straight away, but very, very nice bit of kit. Right, that took some doing, but we are slotted in and connected at the bottom. So now I think attaching the 10 mils here to keep the matrix tight to the radiator, and then we can look to actually get it into place. Doing okay. So one bit of adjusting I needed to do. So one bit of adjusting I needed to do, there's like a little ear here. I've just brutalised that, should be alright. And I'll do the same on the other side. Okay, so the only thing a bit iffy so far is these rubbers on the top. I never had the original ones, I just had a go at zip tie through there because this didn't sit far enough back. I've tried some Almira ones from the top, but they don't seem to get low enough to get it. And now I've got some Subaru ones in from the top bottom, so these fit a bit better. I think once the shroud and that's on and this is pushing against it, it's not going to move too much anyway, but this is better than nothing. And what I'm most excited about coming up soon is a whole fan shroud. So the one that I had on here was in quite a few pieces when I got it, and over the years it's got more and more pieces. So yeah, I think I'm just as excited about that as I am about the radiator. So time to get the fan back on. I think everything would have been a lot easier if my regulator bracket wasn't here, or my gas reg wasn't here. I did bend it a little bit there, just trying to get it in, and I think it was all because of that. So if you don't have one of those, it's going to be a piece of cake. I did chomp a little relief here. Looks a bit messy, I know, just because that seemed like it needed it. I will improve that in the future, perhaps get some edging to go along there or something, but for now all good. So fan on, shroud on, hoses on, and fill it up. Alright, fan reattached, and apart from that little bend down there, not made any major dents or dings or anything, so pretty pleased with that. Came with fresh bolts on the top, so I'm going to use them because they're nice and shiny, and then get this shroud in and get it all plumbed up again. Right, all seems to be good. So I've kind of been rushing to beat the darkness, but pretty pleased with that. Full shroud, everything looks good, no leaks so far. Just waiting for the stat to open to give it a bit of a burp. So keeping it running, just going to have a tidy up while I wait for that. And then hopefully go for a test drive. Right, welcome back. We're a few days on. Obviously that didn't go smoothly. So fitted the radiator on Monday, which did fly in really, no actual problems there. but now that I had a radiator without a leak, it caused lots of other leaks. So noticed I was dripping quite a lot after a journey, so after investigation I was leaking from here. So previously I had to have 2 clamps on there. Inside there it's decayed quite a lot, and there's actually a bit of a hole in the pipe metalwork. When I fitted it the other day, I put 1 big hose clamp on, but it needed 2 smaller ones, so that was solved. Then I had another leak in there on the T point for the LPG system, same on this side as well, and then those were sorted. And I must say, these were leaks which I found when pressurising the system. I'd never noticed any dripping from them before, and this was when I was I actually put it up to 25 psi, which is probably more than I should have done, and that aggravated quite a lot of stuff. So good news is I've solved most of them. The other one, which was one of the most fiddly, was the turbo, the coolant feed for the turbo, which is down there, and it's modded slightly to work with my braided lines for when I upgraded the turbo, but the original spring clip just wasn't gripping it enough, one of these types of things. So went full surgery mode. You might have clocked my hand already, and replaced the spring clip with a Jubilee clip. Then I did get it pressurized to 20 psi, and I left it and it stayed all good, and then I bled it, and then it started to chuck it down and rain, and I really wanted to spend a bit more time on it, so I was defeated yesterday. I'm going to rinse and repeat really today, but before I do anything, I'm going to add another Jubilee clip to the other coolant line for the turbo, which is behind here, just because I think that might be a potential weak point. So yeah, going to get this one on, get it pressurized, provided it holds 20 psi for a little while. I'll be happy, and then I can crack on with bleeding it. Right, I take that back. After a quick survey, the one down there where I want to fit the Jubilee clip is just too far out of reach. So I'm going to pressurize it, providing it doesn't leak from there at 20 psi. I'm going to leave it for now. Very soon I'm taking all of this apart to do the injectors and stuff like that. So when that is all apart, I was planning to do something with the turbo lines anyway. So provided it's not leaking today, I'm going to leave it be. So I'm going to get the pressure system rigged up and show you how that works. Yeah, pretty sure I still got a leak. I had it up to 21 and it dropped to 20. There does appear to be some drips coming down, although not all that much, but drips all the same. So not really happy about leaving it as it is. Might try it at a much lower pressure and see whether we get any drips then. Reason being that the radiator cap is only 1.1 bar, so that's not 20 psi. And it could just be that we're stressing it a bit too much. So, yeah, let's see. I think I'm going to have to take all of this off again, which isn't too bad, and it's not raining today. I didn't want to do it. I think I'll leave it for a little bit, just see whether it holds 20. I'll report back in a bit. Okay, so I think I've just solved one of the extra ones, and that was the bleed valve. So I've done up the Jubilee on one half of that. I don't think you can even see it, I'm sorry. There you go, that little brass thing there. I also think that might be oozing from the top, so I'm going to have a look to see whether I've got any rubber seals. Looking at drips underneath, it slowed down on this side, so that would suggest that I've just fixed that one. Still got a slight drip over here, which I think is where I was working yesterday. We're not losing loads of pressure, but I would like to get to the bottom of that, so I'm going to get off the airbox and the snorkel and all that again and see whether I can spot where that's coming from. Hopefully it's the T, which is a bit easier to get to than the turbo feed, so we'll see. I've got some new Jubilees to go on there just in case, so yeah, let's have a look. Right, morning, it's Saturday. This thing is really trying to test me. I thought I got it all buttoned up yesterday, but after a test drive it was really leaking badly from the feed for the turbo, coolant feed for the turbo, which is down there. So I've now replaced that hose. It's got a Jubilee clip on, which is accessible somewhere or another. I pressure tested it last night. It held 17 psi. I'm just doing it again now. It's held it for about an hour, so I'm going to bleed it for the millionth time this week, and hope that that was finally it. So I'll report back in a bit. Right, morning all, welcome back. It's been about 6 weeks since I fitted the radiator and had all the associated leaks. I'm pleased to say that I've had no problems since, so I was a bit reluctant to close that video because I kept thinking another problem was going to occur, but all seems to be well. I've been driving it pretty much every day to work, and it's now time to move on to other projects. I'm now on my Christmas break, so I've got lots and lots planned, so figured I should probably close the last video before I start the next one. So big thanks to Z1 Motorsports over in America for having this in stock and for getting it to me really quick. I think I got it in about 32 hours from ordering from America to the UK. Also big thanks to chap Vitali from Boost Factory in Calgary. I've got this running really good on the ECU Master now. He reached out on the ECU Master group. I mentioned that I was having problems with cold start. We've been bouncing maps and logs back and forth, and it's running better than ever, better than stock. So yeah, big thanks, dude. And if you're in that area, Boost Factory, Calgary, hit them up. They know what they're on about. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to close this video now. If you haven't done already, please subscribe to the channel. That all helps. If you found the video useful or you've enjoyed me fumbling and failing, please give it a like, and I'll catch you on the next episode real soon. Cheers.